this is a little rack that Lesa sent me. And you know, I will not keep that chrome. I'm going to take it outside and spray paint it black. And I've cut out a cardboard to go to the back, you know, the back here, to make a back. And I'll insert a picture here. And as you can see, she has something on the back of hers also. But I'm going to take this outside and spray paint it black. And while it's drying, I'm going to work on the cardboard. Now, this is my cardboard. And all I did was lay the chrome piece down and traced it and then cut it out by hand. And I want to put some Mod Podge over it. But I want it dark. So this is some I have mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and make it a lot darker. And then if I need some lighter, I'll mix another batch up for that and store it. But I just put some instant coffee down in here. I don't know how much it's going to take. Quite a bit, I think. I'll probably have to let this set a bit and let the coffee kind of melt down in there. Getting darker, but it's not as dark as I want it. Put another tablespoon, big heaping tablespoon in there. And surely that will be dark enough. Yep, that's getting better. Yeah. I'll put just about another half tablespoon. I'm glad I have some coffee, some instant coffee already bought and put back in my stash. All right, I'm going to let this melt in and then I'll be back and we'll cover this cardboard. See how it looks. All right, I have that all mixed up and I've started brushing it on. I think it's dark enough. And I'll just brush this side, let it dry, turn it over, and do the other side. And then surely by then, my chrome piece will be ready to go. All right, both of them are dry. This is still just a little tacky, but it's dry enough that I can put it together. And I've just cut this in half because it's going to make it easier to glue on. And I'm going to glue the top part first because I have to let this hang over the table so I can let it set and dry. So what I'm going to do is just take this glue here and go all the way around the edges. And that's really coming out stringy. Some of it may show, but I'm going to just, it's going to be covered with bottles anyway. This is Beacon Quick Grip. It should dry fast. So, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hang this off the edge and try to lay that on there. I do have Teflon down. Get right all the way around. I think I need to bring it up some. And I'm not even going to mess with taking the glue off because I'll just probably take the top layer of this off. And I'm going to let it sit there and dry. And then I'll do the bottom part the same. Well, I believe I forgot to tell you what these were. They are napkin holders. There's 4 of them. And then there's a paper towel holder going up through the center. That's what, that's what holds it up, that circle on the bottom. And anyways, I am going to use mine and use it for paint. The paints that I'm using at the, like certain times of the year, you're using your oranges and your greens and your browns. Or Christmas, you have your reds and your greens. And you keep pulling the same ones out over and over. Well, I'll keep the ones out that I'm using over and over in that. And then when I'm finished with them, then I'll put them away. Because no way would a bunch of those even hold the paint that I have. And again, I want to thank you, Lesa, for sending that to me. And I hope you like the way that I made it over. Well, I went out to my garden this morning and I was looking at my sunflower and I saw the bee and a bumblebee and I just had to take a picture of it and show y'all, because I'm going to work on some fabric sunflowers next, and I thought it would be appropriate. And then I got a close-up of that little beak. Look at the pollen it has on its legs. All right, let's get into making some sunflowers. Well, if you all have been with me any amount of time, you know I like to make sunflowers. And this is a little different than I normally do. There was a lady that posted, her name was Brenda Peterson on Facebook, and she showed where she made these sunflowers, which they were really, really cute. And she used this kind of, probably, I think it was this exact Chanel fabric, or this is probably a bedspread. This came in some Happy Mail from Tanya, and I'm kind of hoarding it. I think last year I made a snowman with it, and I've just been kind of hoarding it, and I just love the way it looked on that sunflower. So, and I really don't know how she done it, because I mean, she showed a pattern, her own pattern that she had done, and the circle she used, and then she showed the centers of them. You know, normally I put them on and then stitch around and stuff it. Well, her centers were by themselves, and it looked like she had them like on a cookie sheet, and she coffee dyed them, I think, and put them in the oven. So I thought, well, it's going to need a back. So I just put my circle on there and some muslin on the back here. Actually, I think this was an old sheet. And sewed it on, and then I'll split it here in the back to stuff it. And she had hers all stuffed when she put it in the oven. And I went back and I was going to leave a link to her page. Well, I found her page, but she didn't have the sunflower or anything on it. Oh, she also done one of these with corn stalk. Corn with some corn stalk around it. Really, really cute. Turned out really cute. Anyways, I went back to her page, and she must have just, I mean, she was sharing it like on Primitive Time on Facebook, and then different other pages that's on there, but she didn't have them on her own page. So I can't link to this, and I wished I could, because I really I really wished I could. But anyways, I can't. But I am copying her idea using this. It's so cute. So, as I said, I've done this, and I've done this. And now, I am going to take my Mod Podge. Well, I probably ought to finish this and get this in the oven first. I got to figure out what color I'm going to put on it, what I'm going to do with it. Hers were really dark. Looked like she painted them black and put some cinnamon on them. So I'm just going to have to ad-lib what she done and try to figure it out. And then on these are coffee dyed here. I already cut those out. I made my own pattern. So I made this pattern in Silhouette Studio, and I'll leave it down below. This is one, and then this is a little bit smaller one. But I made this pattern, and I coffee dyed these, because this is the color they were. It didn't make a whole lot of difference, but some it did tone it down. But they're still a pretty golden yellow now. So I was going to take these two. I'm going to do this a little different. Hers wasn't done this way. It's just something I'm doing. You know, you always make something your own way. But it's going to be on the back side, and I'm going to coat this in Mod Podge. Mod Podge coffee with instant coffee, and let it dry. So there's going to be a lot of process letting this dry and everything, but I'll come back and show you when I do this. I'm going to start on this right now. But I'm going to just cut this out, make a slit back here, I'll turn it inside out, and I'm going to stuff it. Alright, I have these sewn up, all three of them, because I'm going to have two large ones and one small one. And now for these here, I'm going to coat them in this dark Mod Podge with coffee, instant coffee. Put a lot in it. And then I'm going to take them outside to dry. And they'll be stiff. They'll be like I don't know how to explain it. When it finishes, I'll show you when it dries. This is going to go on the back side of the flower. Underneath the other, I have 2 sets of petals, and then this will be the underneath. I'm going to finish coating these right fast. Well, I have these coated, and they're almost dry. And I haven't even put them outside. And they're stiff. I can't explain kind of like a plastic or something. I don't know. But I just set them over a bottle to dry. And now I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do these. I think, pretty sure I'm going to use the burnt umber and paint it. Where's my spray bottle? But I know I'm going to need some water on that. Probably need a little black too to pounce on there. That would be good. Gotta scrub that good to get that down in those little crevices. Okay, I'm going to finish covering this. Make sure it's covered well, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to pounce a little black on there too. Okay, that looks good for that. Now, I wanted to put some of this rosemary on there. And, oh yeah, about ready to forget my, while that's wet, hang on, I gotta wipe my hands off. While that's wet, I wanted to put some cinnamon on there. I almost totally forgot. And I want to put some of this rosemary on there, so I think I'm going to use some of this coffee podge. Maybe it'll stick to that. Okay. Might have to spray that with some like Mod Podge glue, the spray, to seal them in on there. That's probably what I'll do. Just very carefully set it aside and then spray it with some Mod Podge so they'll stay on. You know, the spray Mod Podge. That stuff really strong. Okay, I do not want to put that back in there. So I'll do that. Now, I'm going to continue on and do the other two. Well, I have finished painting them and putting the cinnamon and the rosemary seeds on there, and they're not going to stay. So, when this is dry, I will go over it with some spray. I'll figure out something, either the spray glue or something to get those to stay on there. But I'm not putting them in the oven because it is 103 out, and that oven will heat the house up, and the air conditioner's already working overtime. So I'm just going to let them dry naturally. It's going to take quite a while. I would take them outside, but the wind's blowing. I'm afraid it would blow all the stuff off from it. So I'm just going to let them dry in here. Okay, it is the next morning, and I did use Loctite spray, the adhesive spray. It just stayed pretty sticky for a long time. That's why I'm finishing them this morning. And my rosemary still, some of it was falling off. So I just went over them with the Mod Podge. And now they are staying on. I should have done those done it like that last night and it would have stayed on. But I did take my material and I wet it and I bunched them up like that and I let them dry. And then I'm going to have a leaf. So I have this about a 13-inch strip of some green with some white stripe. So I need to make a leaf. So I'll kind of start right here in the middle. Kind of work it to the edge there. And then come up about right there. And then I'll just come back down here. And do the same. Work it to the edge and then pull it in. And I have that doubled now, since I had a 13-inch piece of material. And it doesn't really matter because you're going to tie it on the stick anyway. So that is fine. That works. And I did take a dowel rod and I put some antiquing wax on it. Doesn't that look like a hamburger patty? A seasoned hamburger patty. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to pull this. I don't want those petals, you know. I don't want them going underneath. Let's see. I'll make sure I got it where I want it. I'm straightening out the middle. Right, that looks about right. I'm going to start it with some hot glue. Now, if I was probably taking these outside, I'd use hot glue for, you know, temporary hold and then put something on underneath there for permanent hold. But mine are going to be on the indoors. Don't let your petals go underneath. I can tell I'm going to need another glue stick. Okay. Trying to keep my petals on top. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Get it where I want it. Make sure my petals are all out. Get that first initial tack. That helps. Okay. Okay, I have it glued down everywhere. Now I'll take my hamburger patty. Get it where I want it. About right in there like that. Now for my stick, I'm just going to glue it up underneath there with a good amount of glue. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Now cover the back side. Now when I stuffed this, I didn't overstuff it. I stuffed it, but I usually overstuff things, but not with this. I'm going to use, if I do these again, I'm going to get my my big hot glue gun out. Okay. And see, these seeds are staying on with that Mod Podge. That spray glue did not work. I should have done that a long time ago. I do have one. No, I thought I had one falling off. Nope. Now I'll take my leaf. Get that glue off my finger. Set that there like that. Pull that up some, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. That'll keep that in a knot and keep it up where I want it. And I want to try to glue that down just a little bit and hold it sticking up. You know what? I noticed I am going to do it. I should have coffee dyed this because that's bright white. Just as I laid that down and looked, I don't like that. So I will find my coffee spray that I have, and I'll spray these and fix that. And then go find my pot that I'm going to put them in. And there's my flowers. And Sonia, I want to thank you again for the bedspread, the Chanel, I guess it was a bedspread that you cut up and sent me some of. And I'm still hoarding a little bit more of it. But this was, the hoard was worth for the flowers. Yeah. All right. Until the next one, guys. We'll see you later. And Sonia, I want to thank you for the material, the Chanel bedspread, the part of it that you gave me. I've made, like I said, last year, I think a snowman, and now I've used it for the sunflowers, and I'm still hoarding just a little bit more of it. And to Brenda Peterson, thank you for the pattern. If I could find it online again on Facebook, she didn't give the pattern, but she showed, you know, the steps she done. Like, she showed the pattern, she showed these done, and the flower petal. I mean, and then I don't think she put these on there. And I know she didn't put this on there. But when I saw the Chanel bedspread being used, I thought, I have some of that. I have to do it. So I went and made me a flower pattern, and I put them together. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, we'll see you later.